Hello everybody, welcome back, where today we've got a couple of PSVR2 announcements that I want to go over just before we get to our new PSVR2 games of the month video coming out at the start of May. There are a couple things to announce that apply to games right now and games in the future that's quite exciting, and usually we don't get this much news over the course of a couple days, but it's all just come out at once, so I'd like to talk about it. Some of this you might be aware of already, but some of this might have slipped under your radar and may apply to you if you own any of these games, so let's get into it. The first piece of news is that Onshape Ultimate actually just dropped. The other day it appeared on the store out of nowhere, and this is essentially a game where you have to match the shape of a hole coming at you, like Hole in the Wall, I think it's called, the TV show. It seems like a fun little one. I've got my hands on it at the moment. I'm having a bit of a chill weekend though, so I'll try it out maybe tomorrow and then get a video out for Monday if I can, giving my impressions. But if you're looking for that sort of game and liked the look of it on Quest, but it wasn't on PSVR at that point, it now is, so go check out Onshape Ultimate. It's one of the games that's randomly dropped throughout the month, just like they do every month, so go check it out in the store. It is £16 and currently has a rating of 3.5 stars. But I'm sure that will probably go up in the future or down because there are only 72 ratings. Secondly, we got an update to Happyfunland, a game that I reviewed a little while ago and did enjoy, although I had a fair few problems with it, and some of them have been addressed in the 1.000.004, very long name, patch, which is now available on PSVR2. It includes adjustable speed for smooth turning, which I don't think was working for me when I played it. I'll have to double check that, but I feel like it wasn't. Improved tactics on hits in combat, which is something I was asking for. The hits were just not very impactful in this game at all, but with this, I think they'll be a lot more beefy feeling and a lot more satisfying. More one-shot kill cameras throughout the park. There are cameras around the game where you can pick them up and take a photo to kill enemies immediately. I have to admit, I had no idea these were a thing at all. Maybe it's because they weren't really around the game that often. Now there are more around the park. Enemy health has also been decreased, thank God, and quicker response time for additional hits, which are some of my biggest complaints about the game. Luckily, they've now been patched. And also improved golf ball physics, because sometimes they were a little funky. I'm hoping they'll continue to update this game and maybe push out a visual patch at some point, because it really could do with another pass, I think. But ultimately it's shaping up to be a game that's a lot more worth it than it was at launch, and if you're looking for that theme park experience, it's either probably at the ready state for you now, or maybe in the next patch. Next up, we have a game that I covered a little while ago called Wizards Dark Times Brotherhood. This was a fun single player and co-op experience where you use magic to cast spells with a lot of gesture controls, which I found quite enjoyable, but there were a couple of issues, like the visuals being a little muddy. Patch 1.25 has improved this, and also has added a brand new enemy in multiplayer called the Shroom King, as well as adding haptic feedback on the PSVR2 headset, I'm assuming for when you get hit, which is always welcome utilizing those features. Improved graphics, as I've just said. I'll have to jump in and see how that looks now, but if it looks sharp, I'll be very, very happy, and that'll be my main complaint about the game ironed out. Fine-tuned performance, so there should be no more frame drops. I didn't actually encounter any frame drops when I played the game, but I know other people did. And also on the social screen that you're seeing right now, the performance was awful for anybody watching. It wasn't too bad in the headset, it looked fine for me, but on the social screen it was really bad, so maybe that's been fixed now too. And they've also added exploding vases in multiplayer levels, which I'm assuming act a bit like explosive barrels, but I'm not too sure because I haven't seen them in the single player. So that is the Wizards Dark Times Brotherhood, patch 1.25. It's good to see they keep improving this game over time. Hop into it if you already own it, or if you've been waiting for that graphics patch, now is the time. Penultimately, we have the Madison VR release date. Finally is May 2nd. I have been in contact with Perp Games a little bit about Madison. I'm not sure if I'm getting my hands on a review code when it comes out. I'm hoping I am, because it looks absolutely amazing, polished, and terrifying for the most part. But yeah, May 2nd is the release date for that. I'm very, very excited and also scared to try it out. It's meant to be the scariest game on flat screen, scientifically, also they say. So in VR, I'm hoping it's going to be an absolutely unforgettable experience on par with all the other horror games we have on PSVR2, like the scariest levels of Resi 8, like Propagation, and like Overdark. High hopes for Madison. Let's hope it pays off after the couple delays that we've had. This one will also feature in my upcoming May PSVR2 games if you want to learn more about it, but there we go, we have the release date. And finally, we got some news from the Compound dev. They said that the PSVR 2 version has been sent off for review by Sony. They tested the hell out of it to make sure it would go as smoothly as possible, so fingers crossed it doesn't need too much in the way of revisions. I'm also hoping it doesn't, because Compound looks like an incredible retro roguelite. And I know a lot of people are burnt out on roguelites, I am a little bit as well, but this is one that I've actually been waiting for a while and hasn't just popped up out of nowhere, so I'm actually anticipating it quite highly. So keep an eye out for Compound and its release date being announced. Hopefully soon I'll get in contact with the devs to make sure that I can cover it as soon as it's available. And I've saved the biggest piece of news for last, which of course yesterday, Survios finally announced the Aliens VR game that we've all been expecting. It's actually got a release window now, not a date, and we've had some details on what that might look like. It seems to be they're scaling down from an Aliens game, which is more action oriented if you've seen the film, to Alien, which is a little bit more horror oriented, which I think is a very good decision. But overall, we don't really know any story details or anything like that. The actual teaser trailer that you're seeing right now doesn't have any gameplay in it, so we can't really see what the game includes. But it is available to wishlist on the Sony store now. You can also sign up for their newsletter, which I've linked down below, and it's coming out this holiday. I don't have an exact date now. I have known about this happening for the last couple of days, but I haven't been told a release date. But if I had to guess, it would be around the new Alien film release date, which I think is coming around in September, so keep an eye out around that time period. That's all we know for now, but it is very exciting. Anyway, that'll do us for today's little news roundup. These aren't usually a regular thing, but there are actually a couple of announcements that really excited me that I wanted to talk about and share with you guys in case you didn't catch them. Thank you all for watching once again. Thank you to our patrons Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Hazit Mirza, Ace Gamer, and Hippie Pickle. Your guys' donations help keep the channel running day after day and week after week, so I honestly can't thank you enough. If you want to join the Patreon YouTube membership, the links are in the description below, starting and ending at $3 a month if you want to be shouted out every single video. The Discord link is also down there if you want to come and talk to me, so feel free to check them all out. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.